Hi and welcome. So what do we have here? Doing some basic tweets analysis of tweets around the Premier League, tweets around the Europa 2016-2017 games which are going on, the soccer. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to do some sentiment analysis. I also want to do some basic descriptive stats to see as to what is happening. And how do I do this? So I've chosen Python to do this, and what I'm doing is I'm saving my tweets in my MongoDB. So this is my MongoDB, and this is few tweets that you can see here. So let me just yeah. So these are few tweets in the collection. So this is all JSON. So JSON as such will not necessarily make sense. We can have a look at the raw files here also. So these are the raw files. The first tweet, the second, the third. So what all is there? The language code, is it English? If it is English, it is Ian. In reply to, so it is, if it is in reply to a certain user, that name will come up for that particular tweet. And this is the text of the tweet. So what we get to see on Twitter is just about this. So this is the text of the tweet. And when was it created? It was created on 23rd June. And this is the time 8:42 and 49 seconds. And what were the coordinates? Where is the person located? Where this tweet originated from? So there are no coordinates present for this one. What is the source? It is Twitter for iPhone. So this was tweeted using an iPhone. Then information about the user. From which user does this come? So the screen name is Symbiont, and this is the user's friends count, this is user's followers count, and location, so 12th round. Absolutely no idea what this means. Okay, so if we were to look at this over here, this one says 24th June Europa call 15. So what exactly is call 15? Call 15 is nothing but just the collection name. So I have different collections in the database which are holding my tweets. So if I were to go up here, so this is the name of the database, that is DB17, and these are the collections. So starting from collection 1, it's gone up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till 15, and then there are some iPhone tweets. I was testing something there, and so that's about it. So this is the basic infrastructure as to what I'm using, and now to the analysis. So firstly, just printing a few tweets. So you see the same user's name, Symbiont, that you see over here, Symbiont, and the same tweet, the first initial tweet that you get to see. Okay, now presume we wanted to see which tweets are coming from India. So this is what we'll get to see, which are the tweets from India. And let's say these are the tweets from India. So there is some user called Sports Kida. He's from India. Then there's somebody called Ronan953. His location is in India. He's tweeted at this time. Sports, whatever, has tweeted at this time. Then there's somebody called MagZ13 who's tweeted at 2:40. So these many tweets in this particular collection from India. Now let me look at another collection. So I have another collection, and over here how many do I have from India? So I have somebody called Kevin Spur 23. Then I have somebody called Online Shark and Amitesh Rocks. So these are the people who are tweeting from India, and this is on 23rd at 7:50 in the morning. So this is early morning, still not that early, and this is 23rd, and this is somewhere early morning, and this is 22nd in the evening, 1928. Okay, so this is what it is. So looking at, so why am I switching between these two? So I have around 18 collections, and for each collection I have a separate file because I want to analyze all of these separately. So let's look at quickly now what exactly is there. So any location that starts with the three letters DEL, so Delta, Nigeria. So here is somebody who's delivering all over Dublin, delivering all over Dublin again. So okay, let's just say in place of DEL we say AZ. So does anything come up with AZ? Yeah. So you have somebody from Azkaban. So there's one tweet here from Azkaban. Okay, and let's look at AZ in this particular collection. Nothing, so we got nothing here. So let's say I do AR over here. Arizona, no, Armenia, and then around the world. Yeah. So Armenia, you have this, then you have somebody who's around the world. So you have Premier League something, and this language is not English. No. So if you were to see what language it is, let's say I wanted to see over here what language this is. I could just straight away go ahead and look at the language, this thing. So it says ISO code language, and okay, so it is, I don't need this. Go here and do this. So okay, so the language is, am I unable to make out? 1 second. It's around the world. Okay, so it is, what language is this? For around the world, it is showing as ES, which is I think Espanol, which is Spanish, and for Armenia, I think it is showing HY. So just to make sure that I am looking at the right thing, I am understanding as to what this is correctly. It seems that is correct, but let me just do this. Let me go ahead and try and yeah, this is probably right. So HY is the code for the language, and then comes the name of the next user, which is Mercatosfera. So let's go here and let's look at something over here. Okay, so this I was looking at something else. So let's say from user, and this is 15th, and yeah, so this is the one that we want to look at. And language is ES, which is Espanol most probably, which is Spanish, and this other user is Premier League AM. Probably that is a short form for Premier League AM. This is the one, yeah. So yeah, so the language is HY. So I have absolutely no idea what this means. It's got to do something with Armenian, with the Armenian language. Fine. So this works fine. So we get the language code also. So that's how easy it is to dig out information over here. Okay. So next, yeah, let's look at this. What exactly is this? So I just gone ahead and I said, okay, print. So what is it printing? It is printing, hi Dhanka, these are most common terms in tweet text for the current selection or in the current selection. So which are the most common terms? One is Premier League, the other is 2026, Euro 2016. So what I'll do is again, so it says these are the most common hashtags. So the most common hashtags are Euro 2016 and Premier League. So let's say so Euro 2016 has been used 286 times within this. So how many tweets do I have in this? So I think up here somewhere I got that number down. I have 1164 tweets. Okay, perfect. So 1164 tweets, and out of that 286 is the number of times this particular hashtag, that is Euro 2016, has been used. So we want to further do some analysis. Okay, so we pick up these two hashtags, that is Euro 2016 and Premier League, and with some amount of coding we end up plotting a timeline. So this timeline is too cramped actually. It is from 8 o'clock in the evening to 8 in the morning. And if we were to look at this, we were to look at all the tweets and we were to look at the time over here. So this is almost 8:42 in the morning, and this is 7:20. So approximately the same time which is plotted here. Yeah. 7:20 is what it is showing, 8 is what it is showing here under this particular red line, which is going up to the value 3, which is for Euro 2016. So that means around 8 o'clock there were 3 mentions of the hashtag Euro 2016, and when it began, Premier League was mentioned 7 times. In the earlier part when this was collected. So the earlier part would be what over here? The earlier part would be, yeah, around 17, 20, 17, 23, 25, 32, 36. So yeah, you can see over here Premier League, even though we don't need to look at the entire text here. You can see Premier League, again Premier League. Yeah, Premier League. There you go. So there's lots of mentions of Premier League around that time. So without even looking at the text, this is what we can make. And if you were to look at the same thing, say in the JSON file. So if in the JSON file we were to go and find Premier League, just as you do a Control F over here, Premier League, yeah, and I say highlight all. Yeah, so there is Premier League, again Premier League. So yeah, so there's a lot of mentions of that over there. Perfectly fine. And what time is this? This is the morning one. This is 8:29. But any which way, so that is how we basically use this to do the analysis. And further, co-occurrence terms, so what is occurring together, and then plotting the co-occurrence terms. So once you plot the co-occurrence terms, the top 2 words which occur together. So labels means basically those 2 terms which are there and the frequency at which they are occurring together. So retweet and 2026 is occurring together 550 times almost, yeah. Okay, so now looking at, now this is interesting. So how many times has a tweet been retweeted, and who is the person who's retweeting that particular tweet? So how popular is a tweet? So let's say we were to look at anything which gets retweeted more than 5,000 times. So up here, retweet threshold. So let's see how many turn up, and we get these many. So you have 1, 2, no, so that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 tweets, and Adam Saunders, Upper Reshe, whatever, and Michaela Murphy and Aziza somebody are retweeting this. So let's look at 1,000. Let's look at 1,000. So 1,000, and here you have so many of them. And this is the retweet count basically. So 1,339 times it has been retweeted, 1,000 716 times. So basically shows the popularity or the trending, so to say, for that particular tweet or whatever has been mentioned over there. Right, similarly, so this is for call 15. So let's look at call 13. Again, similar this thing. Okay, so yeah, call 13. These were the top, hash tags over here. So Euro 16 and SWE. SWE occurs with SWEBL also and SWE also. So we just picked up SWE and SWBL both, and then we plotted them. So this is what the plot looks like. So here it's just a time spread of say almost just a little less than an hour. Yeah, so just about say 15 minutes less than an hour. This is how it was. And if you look at this, then all of these tweets have been collected during that window. So 8:10 and this is 7:24. So yeah, so less than an hour basically. And you have how many tweets? You have 1,501 tweets which have been collected. So this is much more let's say this is much more a compact time window, so to say. And further analysis over here, again the top two words together, and if I were to change this a little, so it is taking some time on. It's not looking very pretty. So it's looking much clearer earlier, but now you can see the labels. You couldn't see the labels earlier. So Sweden and Zlatan is what got tweeted the most. And let me again change this back to something silly that you can't see the labels, but you'll be able to see the bars at least. Yeah, so that is how the bars look like. So this one is for Sweden and Zlatan, that name of the player, and he played his last game, so that was very popular during that time. And it's just just within an hour how many times it got tweeted, and that frequency basically. Okay, and so that's about it. So this is very basic analysis, initial analysis of tweets. And then to look at sentiment analysis of the tweets. So this is being done for collection 15. For collection 15, this is what the sentiment analysis says. So 531 positive tweets, 89 negative, and 396 neutral. And if I were to do the same thing for say 13, let's see how this pans out. And this takes a while because it is picking up from the hard disk, the JSON file. It probably would take a similar amount of time if it did from Mongo also. So that also would not. The sentiment analysis takes a while because it has to go and compare with a long list of positive and negative words, which are actually text files in my case. So if they were not text files, probably it would get done a little faster. So here the positive is 317, here the neutral is much more. So neutral is much more, unlike what it was in collection 15. So let me see what other JSON files do I have here. I have collection 14 also, so I could try collection 14. So let's look at collection 14, and let's remember these figures: 317, 33 and 985. Let's see how this changes. 317, 33 and 985. Yeah, so what we can see over here is that neutral is much more in call 14, that is collection 14, of the database, neutral is far more than the negative and the positive. So the overall sentiment is neutral basically. So ultimately, unless of course we are focusing on some particular player or some particular football club or league, or some particular incident that we are tracking in the tweets, usually neutral is okay. So if you get a neutral, it is perfectly fine. So that is the expected sentiment. Perfect. Thanks a lot.